I'm sometimes almost a little nervous about even using the phrase Lean Six Sigma when you're trying to convince somebody that is so far away from Lean Six Sigma, and you're trying to convince them that it's a good thing, but you've got this strange name for it. And I sometimes think it makes it harder for us because it's called Lean Six Sigma, because you have to get over that barrier of explaining, well, why is it called Lean? Why is it called Six Sigma? It's not. Yeah.
There's also a lot of, and again, this is a unique thing in especially in kind of the private equity world, where you've got ownership changes every 3 years that drive, radical shifts in policy. But in my experience too, it's if you even introduce it as that, it's you encounter people who've had some negative past experience with it, so you can't even. It's got to be something completely different, a completely different name for it, a different idea. It's all the same stuff, same exact thing, but it's different. Exactly. It's got to be different enough, because somebody was burned by a consultant coming in and saying we're going to save money and laying off 15 people and this and that. So it's got to be, and then all of that falling apart 3 days later. But it's got to be different enough, even in the first place, for somebody even to want to approach it at all.
Yeah, you might. Hopefully, you won't meet those people when you in Mexico. But if you go into a brand new area like the service, as you say, services, and you start saying like we're Lean Six Sigma. Sometimes it's better just to say ILSSI and not say what it stands for, even. Just like it went through our minds almost to rebrand a little bit. And on some of our banners, for example, we have ILSSI, we have the logo, but then it says Lean Sustainable Smart System. So LSS would be like lean, sustainable, and smart. I think I was going through a phrase where I just run into so many people that were bad-mouthing Six Sigma, right? There's just these people that experienced it being done incorrectly.
Yep.
Like maybe the GE zealots. I don't know what to call, but there were some like people that were just very like, this is the way it has to be, and if it's not this way, then out of here, you're out of here. Yeah. Then you're a heretic. Yeah, burn him, burn. So yeah, if you find one of, and you never know, that person might be influential in the people you're trying to convince, and you're fighting against them all day, and you say, look, it's just a name. So.
But I was thinking, guys, that I think companies need stronger problem-solving skills. I think this is a cornerstone, because many organizations have improvement initiatives, but they struggle to connect these daily issues from the first line with the structured methods and measurable results. So I think this is a very important cornerstone to develop, because I think this is a main topic to discuss, because I think I always say to my trainees, let's say that they should embrace problems, because this is the only way that we could learn. And if we change the mindset, oriented or focused into how we could solve problems, I think we could start the engine to
embrace
work.
them. Recognize them, embrace the problems rather than just live with them. People in poor cultures just live with the problems, thinking like that. Well, that's the way it is. That's the way it is.
Mm-hmm.
And you touched on two things that we've sort of, I wouldn't even say we've touched on them. We've kind of danced around them a little bit, but you said two things there that I think are important. And one of them is that it's kind of the translation again from the shop floor and from the person who's doing the work and experiencing the problem to the one who's ultimately giving the permission and facilitating that problem solving and providing the guardrails for it. And then there's just the comfort and confidence level. And I think that's the thing that the training doesn't address. And again, I think it's, if you put people in a conference room and you do it kind of didactically, where you're talking about these things, and there's a difference between that, between learning to fly the plane and seeing the instrument panel up on the 4 sheets of paper in front of you, and kind of getting the and actually getting in the aircraft and feeling it when you rotate it or when you do something with it. And I think it's almost kind of the same thing here is again, we talk about concepts a lot. The applied layer, where people actually develop the confidence, is a lot of where it just hasn't been exercised,
Exactly. Yeah, we can develop these daily habits.
That's exactly what it is. It's a daily habit. Exactly. With the first one, it's again, I was mentioning, going out and earlier in the thing every single day with a calculator. That was what the COO of my company at one point did. It's the same exact thing. It's a daily discipline. And more importantly, it's a daily discipline that involves like the interaction of people. And again, this goes back to last week's topic, where if you want accountability there, where people can work together, you need trust and communication and sort of all of these things that, that need to even go into creating this thing as a system in the first place. And problem solving training goes beyond just knowing how to do a fishbone. It's knowing how to go out on the floor and get that person to do the fishbone with you in the first place, rather than say, what is this idiot doing at my machine and how do I make him go away?
I think one big step is that the people could feel safe when they raise their hand.
Yes, exactly.
And escalate the issues, the problems. So they are asking for help, and all the support areas should be there to help them.
All the support, that's another critical thing. You say all the support areas should be there. Everyone on the same page about, shared situational awareness. This is the truth and the reality today, and this is what we're going to do to move forward on this. And we're all on the same page about it. So there's no coming back tomorrow and arguing about, what direction we're going in and who's right and who's wrong and all this.
Exactly. We stop blaming each other and we start working together.
Yeah, and in a functional system that plays out consistently every single day, because we want it to do that because it works for us.
And the challenge is to convey what you've been saying there to somebody that needs convincing, and use the right words and use the right metaphors, and and you might be a good listener as well, because they'll be asking questions, and until you can get that pitch, it's almost like a pitch. You have to be able to pitch it correctly.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
and know who you're speaking to, what level of technical ability they have, what education they have. Because if you can't get through that gatekeeper, you just won't have the chance to help them. Yep. You have to get through these gatekeepers of the procurement department or the HR department, whoever it is that's going to make the decision. That's the challenge that we all face every day in this field.